and all that jazzy stuff. So today we have special guests, two special guests, and they are tomatoes. These are tomatoes from the garden. So in keeping with common sense nutrition and efficient fitness, we're going to, first we're going to give a little smell. My sister's a tomato whisperer, so she's in tomato lane. That's her job. And we're going to weigh in and see how much this tomato, how much it weighs. Excuse my garden manicure. And just rinse this off, and we're going to see how much it weighs, and we're going to taste it. So, and I'm also going to weigh it to see what this is weighing in as, just one tomato. So let's see. So many people don't like to do food journals or weigh their food. You know, we buy the journals, but most people don't use them. And this is after years, decades being in fitness and nutrition. Perhaps maybe fitness competitors do. So I invite you to have a healthy sense of curiosity so that we can move, perhaps this season, move beyond recreational eating to really get a good grasp on what we are eating. And I'm sure I got flowers and all kinds of stuff in my hair and herbs in my hair. All right, so let's weigh it in. I'm going to use a digital scale. So many of us have digital scales that we may not be using, right? And I'm going to weigh it. And I've got 6.1 ounces, right? 6.1 ounces, and I'm going to tare it, right? I'm going to tare it so I can change the mode. And that is 174 grams of tomatoes. That's one tomato. So we do know, or we may not know, that 16 ounces is 1 pound. So how many of these can we get for a pound? Maybe a little bit more than 3. Okay, so this is one. They're both, this one is a little bit bigger, but they smell, greetings, greetings. So this is a treat. I'm sharing a treaty treat. I know my rabbit is going to be staring me down for a piece of this, honey. She's the ultimate raw vegan. So let's cut this open. It smells exquisite. And do any of you eat fresh tomatoes, or, oh, just cut it open. Do you ever eat fresh tomatoes without dressing? I know that may sound like a funny question, but many of us may not have a palate to really taste the subtle sweetness in cucumbers, lettuce, and tomatoes without dressing. That also speaks to the quality. So I recently this afternoon had a really nice salad, and actually didn't have any oil on it. So look at that color on it. So this is a striped variety. This is heirloom and organic, so we're not using any chemicals in there. And let's see what it tastes like. Now, I just had some plum tomatoes from a local farmer in my kale salad this afternoon. Mmm. Mmm. And look how many seeds are in there. When it's organic, we don't usually see a whole lot of seeds these days. Well, at least there's still some seeds in tomatoes. Sometimes I see organic watermelon, it doesn't have seeds. But I can actually see in this tomato a difference in the quality of the seeds. So I'm big into checking out my food. I want to smell it. The tomato plant, the leaves are very, very, the scent is very, very, it's very green. It's very, very potent. I remember I used to sell gourmet olive oil as a chef. One of my jobs was doing tastings, and I sell gourmet olive oil. And this French company that I used to work for used to carry a lot of different products from Provence, from Spain, from Portugal. So we carried the best salts, the best peppercorns, the best olive oil. I mean, $60 sometimes, or $70 for a little can of olive oil. And one of the scents that they sold, they had a sister company that also had different soaps. One of the products they sold was just the scent of the tomato plant. Isn't it interesting? So moving around the garden with lavender and tomato leaf, all these different scents, I'm like, wow, they literally packaged it up and sold it. So, the flesh of it is very tender. Actually, even the skin, I think the skin has a different feel than the tomatoes at the market. Definitely different than the ones in the supermarket. So of course we don't have any wax or any sprays. This is just coming from my own little garden. So I didn't grow up down south in the Caribbean. My siblings did in the Caribbean. And so some people, this may not be a big deal, but for me to be able to pull something from my yard every day to eat, some greens, is it's like it's a little miracle. It's a little miracle. So this is really delicious. I have some little herbal insect repellent out for these mosquitoes because it is a little rainy season. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if y'all can see that. Mmm. 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 It tastes bright, citrusy, and sweet. Mmm. Even like little teeny hints of melon. Mmm. It's my little taste test, y'all. And I just had, I must have eaten about maybe 6 or 7 plum tomatoes in my salad. That's not even a salad. I would call that greens. Salad to me is like watery lettuce, right? Which kind of disintegrates into nothing. Greens to me are like a type of meat. So I like really, really hearty dishes with greens. So not so much a watery salad. Greetings, greetings. So this is really delicious. The seeds are really beautiful, the color, and then the scent. You know, this makes me realize a lot of times we're getting tomatoes out of the, well, I haven't shopped at the supermarket in years. Usually the food co-op. Shout out to the Parksville Food Co-op. A lot of the produce today doesn't have scent. And I remember when I was growing up, when I used to eat an orange, the orange used to make your whole face sticky. Now just like water, you know, you're not really getting that. And so me joining a food co-op, I think in my early 20s, maybe I was like 20 or 21. I just wanted cheap food and healthy food. I didn't know anything about organic. Buying things at a lesser price because they weren't in the package really afforded me the opportunity to sample a lot of the organic stuff, especially like the bananas, the carrots, definitely the apples. New York State has some of the best apples. They were a lot less. Sometimes they were comparable, like, you know, almost even kill price. Sometimes they were a little more. And sometimes when they were out of season, they were a lot more. But I noticed such a difference in the taste, even though that produce wasn't as pretty. So it's really something when you're growing things organic and you're not using spray. You know, somebody might not pick this tomato, right? It's got some tomato leaf on it. Somebody might not pick this tomato out of the market, right? But I know this is organic, almost a heavy organic tomato that has been literally nurtured. Like, my sister comes out and looks at these like babies. I mean, we both do that with a lot of the plants here. So I'm just enjoying my tomato. So let me know in the comments, does anybody eat tomatoes like as a snack with no seasoning? Now don't get me wrong, I'm a chef and I love to eat. I don't want to look like it, but I really love to eat. So I feel really fortunate that, especially as someone that was a junk food junkie with crazy looking acne, my face was looking like the sidewalk, that I can actually appreciate, I can bite into a tomato, because I might have looked at somebody like they were crazy for just biting into a tomato. So I have some plantains right next to me that came off our little tree. Mmm. 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 That is so fresh. It just came off the plant. So should I give you a little sneak peek? So for those of you that are interested in joining in Common Sense Nutrition, you're welcome to reach out to me at body-culinary.com and inquire to take part in that class. And part of what we're doing, and I think it could be it could be a lot of fun. Hey, Sonia. I think it'd be a lot of fun, especially done in a group. Most people find it tedious or feel like they don't have the time to do a food journal. But I invite you to think of more than a food journal. Hopefully, this season, we can take a lot of the guesswork out of nutrition. So we really become present to what we're eating, why we're eating, what state of being, what state of mind we're in. Because when we're in a certain state, right, looking at the screens, right, that was a big one for me. Looking at the screens and being stressed out and not being present, right? It's like smoking a cigarette, so we're not really present. And so our satiation cues are not kicking into how much is enough. Usually we're eating foods that don't have what? I always say living water. Living water. Let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to be more hydrating and have natural sodium that's more hydrating rather than extracted sodium chloride, right? Even if it's sea salt or Celtic sea salt, that's going to dry you out. Which one is going to make your skin prettier? More hydrated. So when I'm saying living water all the time, my mother would say, I can show you better than I can tell you. This is actually what I'm talking about. So this is also another great example of, as you embark on eating more whole, fresh, unprocessed foods, your food bag, your recycled food bags are going to get a lot heavier, and your food bill will actually go down and your satiation will go up, because many of us are eating lots of chips, lots of mock imitation meats, which often have quite a bit of sodium and actually has quite a bit of omega 6s in it, right? So we need a balance of 3s and 6s. Even though it doesn't have the flesh, the animal flesh in it, it's so processed. A lot of what it has is an imbalance of omega 6s. Most of us get omega 6s, that type of fat, very, very easily. In addition, a lot of the healthful benefits of the good fats, or the living fats, still in their natural package, we're not really getting the benefit of it, because those nutrients are very sensitive to what? Access, right? Even though it's in the health food store and it's in a section, it says healthy, you know, we assume that it's healthy. Most of us are eating way too much oil. When I came up, oil was like gravy with salt and pepper, adobo, Lowry seasoning salt. That's, you know, we had chicken wings and fried chicken and still put more oil and still put more dressing. So it can be kind of disconcerting, or we can be like kind of panic at the thought of giving up some of the comfort, the emotional attachment to the food. So I invite you not to make yourself bad or wrong. A healthy sense of curiosity can go a long way. So I like to make it like a game and like a scavenger hunt to find out new things, and a discovery process. You'll be amazed, right? You will be amazed. And today, for fun, as I do in Common Sense Nutrition, I was putting in some of my food today, and I didn't use any oil in my dressing, and that's huge. That could be like, some people like, how am I gonna have some greens, let alone not even salad, some greens that are delicious and satiating without oil? It's a paradigm. A paradigm shift, and it's something to be experienced, right? Otherwise, our frame of reference is only from what we know, right? So let me take a bite of this tomato. This tomato is so delicious. You got plantain. I got lots of hay. Over here I have callaloo that I've been pulling. I got loads of seeds over here. Some consider callaloo to be a weed. And they give off, this is something that's local, right? So we hear all the time, eat local, eat local. There's thousands of these seeds all over my yard, and they keep reseeding. So imagine us going out and paying all this money for seeds. Nature is going to give you something in every environment that you're in. She's going to give you, mama's going to give you something to eat. She's going to give you a treat, and she's going to give you something to clean you out. She has never left us hanging. She's breastfeeding us all the time, continuously. We need to give her something back and some acknowledgement. Need to block that bot. That's one that always comes onto my page. I don't know if that's Ukrainian or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody wants to get off on capturing the image of solarized women. But in any event, I'll give you just a little bitty sneak peek. All right, y'all ready? So a lot of new plantings, lemon basil. I'm trying to save this plant. White sage. There's my hay over there. This is a local plant. Aloe everywhere from one little aloe. These are some new additions. Black-eyed Susan I just put in the ground. Genevieve's basil. Blackberries. Blueberries. Sprouting some pineapple. More lemon basil. ishkanan, sweet potato greens. Look at those new okras coming up. Mexican sunflower coming. Bananas. New plantings over here. What do you put over here? Cilantro and arugula. But you can see this is all callaloo. I have seeding all over the place. More callaloo. Straight cucumber. Nasturtiums. My zinnias are open. Culantro, not to be confused with cilantro. Some leftover lettuce there. These seeds I'm still drying. Look at my cucumbers. They're doing so nicely. New babies. Another banana over here. I just trimmed these up yesterday. Lemon basil. More callaloo. These are new greens that are coming. Some scallions replanted. More greens are coming. And these hot peppers are coming back. So you know that saying, withered on the vine? It's not such a bad thing. They can wither on the vine and I can capture the seeds. I can capture the seeds. These are new babies, radishes. Some squashes are coming. Papaya. New okra. See, this is how I started, y'all. And back, well, first I started on a fire escape in BK. New okra. My baby collards. More chilies, right? These are great seeds because they keep proliferating all over the place. Nopales. Now, I'm always talking about the nopales for my hair. So, here's an example of, I put these down knowing that this would die, but look how it regenerates right out of the ground. So, I'm putting these around. You can laugh if you want, but that's filtered water. And all of my aloes, look at all of my aloes that sprouted off of one aloe. Replanting some pineapple. New babies in the ground. New babies. More callaloo. So we've just been revamping this area. More of those chilies. Another stray tomato. Here's our herb, one of our herb sections. Lots of holy basil, which is great for depression. And Cuban mint and oregano. More callaloo, new babies, replanted mint. Even planted some berries. So these are new babies coming up. So after a while, you learn plant ID. Have some soursop trees over there. And we have amaranth or Lagos spinach coming up. I've been doing a lot of cleaning. I have some avocado trees over here. Ones you think are dead, but the leaves come in different versions, right? I don't know if this will focus, but I can capture the leaves from here to replant. And more callaloo. Soursop tree to my left. How quietly she's patiently at work. You can't interrupt the tomato whisperer. She's doing surgery and pruning them. So you can see the little flowers. That lets us know we're gonna get some good fruit. Those tomatoes all up in there. Well, folks, captured lots of oregano, so we've got lots of things going to seed. So all this to say that everybody can grow something, so be encouraged, right? And I can't rock, just pulling a weed, can't rock, well, I'm not really interested in dragon nails, but you can't be out here with some dragon nails. I have yet to see it if you're going to be out in the garden. But that tomato is all gone, so I'm welcoming you all to join for Common Sense Nutrition. It's a lot of fun. The more you have fun, the easier it is to learn. So we need to understand what's in our food so we find the right amount for us and experience satiation. I found satiation is so much more helpful than dieting, right? Than trying not to do something. So you compare comprehensive education, some basic education about what's in it. And even today, as I was going over my food, it was interesting to see B12 come up on my list of nutrients, B12 and vitamin D. So that's really interesting. And then also, when you start to compare living foods to maybe anything that you've eaten out of a package, when you can see what's in it, that is really a foundation for a paradigm shift. And that paradigm shift can really go a long way to help you sustain eating healthily, because then not somebody's opinion, the facts are the facts about what you're eating. You really get a real living experience and a picture of everything that I'm eating and ingesting. How is it helping my skin? How is it helping my bones? How is it helping my arteries? How is it helping my mood? You can start to make connections with your digestion. So feel free to join me for Common Sense Nutrition that alternates every day with efficient fitness. Efficient and effective fitness, cutting the guesswork out of why you have the results that you have. Whether that's tone, flexibility, lack of flexibility, you may have questions about your age. Can I start? I used to do this. I can't do this anymore. What are some kinds of alternatives? All that we go over in efficient, effective fitness. And in the early mornings, you can come and move with me, 40 minutes of hit it and quit it. You don't need any kind of equipment. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of this tomato. It's actually quite filling, but I think I can fit one more in. And this is such a blessing to be able to enjoy some greens from your garden. So get started this season. This is the season to get into action. It's a sovereignty. It's food security. Also, you're knowing exactly what's in your food. You can cut the guesswork out of what you're eating. And rather than just relying on pills, how did this get into a pill? It's not the same. So to have that kind of an experience, an experience that's fun and tactile, can really stick with you. All right, so this is Body-Culinary signing off. Feel free to like. You're also welcome to comment respectfully in the comment section. I'd love to hear if you have started growing anything, if you intend on growing anything. Feel free to reach out to me at info@body-culinary.com. Get on the mailing list, and you can even inquire about having a personalized retreat. All right, this is Kwasa Peaceful Eating on Kwasa Peaceful Eating with a K, peaceful like full belly eating on TikTok, and Body Culinary on Instagram.